as our host.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. We are live on episode 31 of umbraCoffee. We've titled this episode Eat, Sleep, Code, Repeat. And I think this is quite an apt title because we have Lucy Brailsford, co-organizer. Oh, I can hear myself.
So this time you have YouTube open somewhere.
Yeah, I've got some kind of technical problems here. Anyway.
I will continue. We have a Lucy Brailsford with us today, which is a co-founder, co-owner of Code Cabin initiative, and also the second component, how it's called, for Outfield Digital, which is a company doing a lot of amazing work around Umbraco, and not only, but you are mostly doing Umbraco, right? Can you introduce yourself maybe for our community, because maybe not everyone knows you?
Yeah, sure. Hi. So I'm Lucy Brailsford. I work with the lesser bearded Matt Brailsford, and he is the dev side of things in the business, and I run project management, the accounting side, and client services. So it's just the two of us in the company, but we managed to handle things quite well. And together with Lee Kelleher and the Umco branding, we run Code Cabin. So that's pretty cool. But from Outfield Digital perspective, we do all kinds of different stuff, but it is solely Umbraco. I just need to move this out of the way just to let you all see that we're award-winning.
No product placement is happening here. This episode is not sponsored yet, but we will send you an invoice.
We don't support umbraCoffee being used as a platform for promotion.
I best leave now then, yeah.
So let's keep it this way. You're a multi-award-winning agency as well. And yeah, you're of course doing a lot of amazing work. We as a community can see that, and we dialed you and invited you to umbraCoffee because today we have a kind of special day. I think we are running our first Umbraco V8 Hackathon as a Cogworks company. I'm here in Krakow, by the way. There is our
Krakow
working, and Anthony sitting somewhere there. And
I've had to shift rooms, but if we can skip over, we've got you can see Lottie in there, and hey Lottie, and we've got Ed, Parry, and Ismail's disappeared, and there's Imran, one of our other devs, hiding, and Adam's there as well. Yeah. So we've kind of got a load of people there. We've got a load of people dialing remote as well, working on a load of issues. We felt it was quite apt to have Lucy here to discuss Code Cabin alongside the hackathon because much like Code Cabin, we don't really have a plan. So people rocked up this morning. We didn't really know what to expect. It's our first one, and we decided let's just let people decide what they want to work on.
And still, if you are watching it, and if you are interested in joining the Umbraco V8 Hackathon and learn how V8 is working or how we can fix it, you can join our permanent Zoom call and just start doing tasks. We will share the link here as well. But yeah, let's maybe talk about some other initiatives like that. So maybe, Lucy, if you can briefly introduce us for the Code Cabin format, how it was born, and what's the purpose of it. And because we've mentioned it a couple of times in umbraCoffee that the signups are ending really soon. So if you can briefly introduce our viewers for the whole idea, it will be great, I think.
Yeah, sure. So probably quite a few years ago now, Matt and Lee have had on and off conversations around doing some sort of event like Code Cabin, whereby it kind of takes the best parts of the conferencing, where people can relax together, enjoy, discuss ideas, and to have an unconference style whereby nothing's particularly laid out. There are no sessions as such in terms of actual workshops or indeed presentations in a formal sense, but it's more about people collaborating, setting out their own ideas for sessions, and then as a group to vote on those sessions, and then people can perhaps share ideas, maybe go off and hack together, collaborate on new ideas for packages for potentially, but also then to connect with the community in a more intimate space. So Code Cabin only has around 20 places, and that includes myself, Matt and Lee, and that allows for people to really get to know each other on a one-on-one level, but also for anybody that finds, I suppose, social situations or any kind of heavy conferencing situations a bit overwhelming, if you have an introverted perspective, then they can take time out as well to clear the mind, head out for a walk, maybe go for a run, or just chill out for a few hours until they feel ready and energized to come back into the group. So the whole format really lends itself well to that. We do try to choose a venue in a rural location because that allows for people to have that space and freedom to go off. Exactly. And it just, but also to have communal eating, communal dining. I plan and execute all of the food and drink, so hopefully people feel well fed and energized for the next day.
I was going to say about the food. A load of people on Twitter this week, I think the Code Cabin Twitter posted a picture of some cheesecake, which looked amazing. But everyone was like, "Oh, that cheesecake from last year, it was so good." The food is, if the food is something that a lot of people have spoken about, and you yourself have written a blog. Was it for 24 days in Umbraco? Or
yeah, for 24 days.
Yeah, that's right. I just thought it'd be quite cool to share a few recipes, just to do something different, but also to bring in what really Code Cabin is about as well, and how that plays a part. And I think coming together as a group and a community, there's nothing better than to share a meal together. And in terms of planning, we do some research ahead of time. We check for dietary requirements, etc., just to make sure that we're trying to cater for everybody. And there's always, I know we do have some emphasis on having a few beers while you're there, but for anybody that doesn't drink, don't be put off. There will be non-alcoholic options available as well. But yeah, so it does play a big part in it. And I think if you know that you've got regular breaks and snack intervals throughout the day, then you're going to be energized for everything that's to come.
Yeah, definitely.
I tweeted one day that in Umbraco community, it's all about food, not technology.
Food and drink.
I really found it that the food is high quality on most of the events, and that's a really interesting thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Callum, I know that you've submitted your.
I haven't, no, but I need to.
So you have
getting
time.
Close.
You have time until Friday, right, Lucy?
Yeah. Midnight Friday, the 6th of July is the deadline for applications, and after that we will deliberate and let people know if they're successful in joining us. Probably by Tuesday or Wednesday the following week. But yeah, Friday's the day.
Wow, not long. I know before we went on air, and not to drop anyone in it, but a couple of people around the hackathon table were like, "Oh, I've not done my application yet." So I can see Lottie smirking. There's a few people that maybe just need that extra last kick to get their application in on time. So it's got a week.
So it's now 1 week from now to the midnight. Fill your applications if it fits your calendars. We wish you, Lucy, and the whole team hundreds of applications to pick from. And we also, from the past years, that the group there was really diverse, different from different parts of the industry, let's name it. So the outcome of it is also very interesting. And if it's only 1 week, a lot of things can happen in 1 week, and a lot of things can happen in a couple of days. So maybe we can just jump for a while for what happened during this week to maybe inspire people to do more during the events like that. Callum, we saw some interesting things this week, right?
Yeah, there's so kind of on the topic of UMCO and Lucy's involvement. I know that Lee and Matt have been very busy on a load of stuff. Matt showed off a couple of weeks back the like a map or a route editor in the back office, which was really impressive. And then Lee this week has done umbraco tuple, which is the idea of combining two properties together.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen right now.
Excellent.
Here, yeah, we can see the code. I don't know if you can treat this as a new release already, but it popped out on GitHub. There are some tasks to be done still. But yeah, I know that also Lee demoed it during the virtual meetup, which is released as well in the video format. So we can all follow up and see it in action and maybe contribute if there is something to be done yet.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that I saw this week that actually I really loved was something, again, that Lee was involved in. Lucy, did you see this, the Umbraco periodic table?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a collaboration between, I think, Lee Kelleher, Kevin Jump, a couple of other people.
Yeah, I have it somewhere here. Yeah, Umbraco Elements. Kevin Jump created the implementation of it, right?
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, this is really awesome. We can switch and toggle the core and non-core elements for Umbraco.
I think we need another toggle on there, which is just remove or show or hide umco packages, because this is going to be pretty empty.
Yeah, that's very good. And it's if Kevin will be keeping it up to date, it's something really helpful for people who are willing to fill the gaps in some areas. We also saw new releases for Umbraco itself. So the version 7.11.1 was released this Tuesday, and I just take a sneak peek into the releases, and I can show you, and if you haven't seen it, that the 7.12 is almost ready as well. So we can expect it soon. And I found it because I've seen that resending of user invitations was included in this release, which is really interesting feature for which we were looking for and waiting for.
It's been a pull request for a long time.
Yes, it was hanging around. And speaking about pull requests, I can just jump to some of new tabs. Anders Björner shared a lot of insights from the pull request team. And for example, yesterday he tweeted that 17 pull requests were merged during one day, which is an impressive result. This is crazy, and the whole history of pull requests from June, since the pull request team was announced and put into the action, it's very impressive. And Sebastian summed it up this week, also in the article on Umbraco, and that's really great to see real action right around those pull requests and more actions, because there were always some things going on there, but right now it's definitely boosted, if it's the correct word, Callum.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of accelerating. Everyone in the team's pulling together to get more stuff merged, and it's really going to help the product longer term, I think.
Yep, and having Lucy also here, we can bring the Patronite idea into action, because Dave, which is one of the PR team members, also started a Patreon account and campaign. And I have a really proud list of my supporters. I don't know where it is here, but there is an Amco, Script, and Dave right now. So probably that's all from the Umbraco community on Patreon. So just a short invitation to support creators, and Amco, and Dave, and all the rest, Script, and everyone else who will be jumping on Patreon. And what else do we have? I will go back to not sharing my screen and see you instead.
There's a Belgium Meetup. Stefan, who's actually taking part in our hackathon today, spoke at the first Belgium Meetup in a while at Microsoft somewhere in Belgium. I don't know.
Nice, some insights about Liverpool Meetup. Matt tweeted something about plans to go to Liverpool Meetup. I don't know, Lucy, if it was already or if it will be happening next week.
Yeah, I think he'd really like to go. We just need to figure out logistics, as it took around 3 trains and 8 changes to get there, which is ridiculous. So I think he might have to drive over, but it's not too far. So hopefully be able to make an appearance.
Yeah, I'm aiming to go up to the Liverpool Meetup as well at some point. Just need to find the time. It's probably one of those 3 train type situations for me coming from London, though.
And I have one more news, which is on our list. The Umbraco TV team. Did you see this announcement? And did you watch the latest Umbraco TV videos, by the way?
I haven't, but I saw the announcement. It's great that they're kind of, well, I say great. I think they might start competing with us eventually. YouTube content creators, but they've created a YouTube channel with their videos on, haven't they? Which is cool, and they're actually really they're friendly things that you could send to maybe a client, or that you don't have to be hugely technical. So I know, Lucy, you said you manage a lot of the accounts and client services type stuff. I guess it's the kind of thing that would be helpful for you to be able to send to someone and say, oh, this is how this thing would work.
Yeah, potentially. I think we tend to offer a level of training or consultancy, at least, to help clients, if they're not already familiar with Umbraco, to learn if it's a new thing that we've actually brought in for them. But I think what we find time and time again, from content editors' perspective, is that they're a bit skeptical to begin with if it's something that's new to them, but actually once they see the site and how easy it is to handle and to maintain, that they fully love all things Umbraco once we've delivered the site to them. So it just shows actually how great it is.
Yeah, especially as well, you say loving Umbraco. Matt and Lee, and well, you guys are doing fantastic work in making the editor experience just so slick and beautiful. That map was very, very impressive. And
yeah, I was really impressed as well. And even we've shared it internally in our team that we should aim, all of us inside of the Umbraco community, we should definitely aim to bring the better experiences for editors. And
we want to be like Matt Brailsford.
Yeah, be like Brailsfords. It was an idea for our today's episodes. But yeah, I think that's. Can you reveal anything from the process of creating those types of editors or property editors visible from non-dev perspective?
I think primarily most things come from a client requirement. So, to do something different, to make things easier, to streamline what they need to do. And that particular map element, routing and picking out markers is something that we're working on, or will be working on shortly. So it's something that our client will need to have. And as ever, Matt gets an idea or a bee in his bonnet, and it has to come out, and therefore, before you know it, he's made something else. So I think there's a little bit of Brailsford magic in there that I can't really divulge, but I think primarily it's all from client requirements that we try to address. And
that's really good.
They need.
It shows that Matt's not just sitting there building useless things; he's actually building something for a purpose that then the community take benefit from. They could be like, "Oh, this is awesome, and I needed exactly this."
Yeah, but still, it's using some of the components which are publicly available, some inner content package which is up and ready for being used by us, nested contents before, and all the rest, which is shared and available for all of us. And that's great just to see that those editors and those existing packages or released packages, because of some kind of client work, are there and ready to be used for different amazing implementations. Yeah, that's awesome, and big high five, Jurek, for everything what you are doing.
Yeah,
and just keep it up.
Yeah, there's a reason that the Outfield Digital are a multi-award-winning or award-winning Umbraco agency.
So yeah, if we can wish you anything, we wish you more awards.
Thank you.
But save some for us too.
Maybe.
And hopefully we'll inspire more devs and more companies who hopefully are watching us, and if not, watch us, to create more amazing stuff and to compete, because it brings the level higher and higher. And if we see work like yours and work done internally, we definitely should be inspired to share it for the world, even if it's short video, right? Matt's recorded the screencast, right, from the property. Yeah. It shouldn't be released. It don't need to be released on GitHub already. Just show what you're doing, with Umbraco, and inspire others. And
that's it. And that's a big thing for Code Cabin as well. It's having people together to inspire, and it isn't about skill level either. So, anybody, and no matter what your skill level, can apply and join, and you will come away with something, even if it's just a contact to pick a brain when you're stuck with something, or through to somebody you might collaborate together with. The ideas are there, the inspiration's there, and apply, come along and join us.
I know previously I don't know if I've not really read the marketing material for Code Cabin this year, but you've said that you try and select a mixed group of people, so that there's a really, really diverse thing, people that can teach and some people that want to be taught. And those people will kind of appear naturally. So when you do the voting on topics, someone could go, well, I know something about that, I can help you. Or oh, I'd like to learn about this. And it's just a really, really collaborative way of learning and getting deeper into the community.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 2 prime examples from last year was Owen, Scottish Coder, and Lindsay Alford. I think they were both had a little bit of trepidation about coming just due to skill level and what they would bring to the table. But it's not always about what you'll bring. It's also about what you can take away. So I think they both would agree. I'd like to think that they managed to take quite a lot away from last year and have come on leaps and bounds since. So it's, you know, engaging and being together as part of the community really can drive up your skill level and knowledge as well. So,
and you mentioned Owen. Good. You mentioned Owen. Yeah. He's now an Umbraco MVP. Like he's done fantastic things. You heard it here first. Code Cabin gets you. No.
The beginning of the road for the MVP.
Exactly.
But this is for what all those events are, and we've had some of it attending the retreat this year, right? It was almost the same format. Also, the different types of people just combined into one place. This is here as well when we are able finally to work together when we are not doing it usually. So yeah, we just need to do it and do it more often. And thanks for the opportunity to do it. And maybe let's have a sneak peek what's going on the hackathons.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, I might be able to share my screen and we could have a look at the board that we've got going for the tasks for today, just as a final roundup whilst Marcin shows us the team.
They are all waiting for pizzas right now, so it's nothing good to see.
Our pizza's about to arrive too.
And you're not waiting inside the room. They're so hungry that they went outside. Wow. We have Anthony here, and yeah, that's our Polish office. I've shared a little bit more on my Instagram today because those buildings are amazing outside. I'm really surprised.
They're so cool, aren't they?
Yep, they are very cool. So how it's going in London? What's the board?
So this is the board we've got. We've got a shared Trello board for the whole hackathon. And are we seeing the right screen? Or
yes. I've shared the board.
Cool. So you can see there's already a card in review. Imran and Ed have been working on getting this the context items issue across the board. We've got a ton of stuff in doing. And people are kind of just self-organizing and making sure that they're working on tasks that they think are achievable, which is great. So maybe this one will be the first one to be merged. Who knows? We're also building up this documentation side of things. So learning as we go. Anything we find that's not really working or we had to do something to get around, we've documented it. I don't know if out of Code Cabin there's any kind of documentation or write-up that comes after it. I guess maybe what happens at Code Cabin stays at Code Cabin.
Yeah, there's a small element of that, but I think last year and the first year we worked on post-it notes during the event. I think this year, just from feedback from attendees, we would probably look to do a Trello board ahead of time.
Yeah.
What we tend to do is set up a Slack channel once we've selected people so that everybody can get to know each other and maybe make travel plans together and so on. But part of that this year will be a Trello board, figure out ahead of the weekend what the sessions could be, so people have a bit of more of an idea of what might happen, but not too structured. And then on the day when we arrive, we can select through the ideas. And then I think the only write-ups that have happened are if somebody has created a package or any kind of pull request from it. Those are the types of things that come out of it. I know the first year, Carl Tynan had a pull request, I believe, for something that he was inspired to do whilst at the first Code Cabin. So all these types of things could come out of it. So
yeah,
I'll say it again. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Apply now. You've got to apply to be within a chance to come. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's a great summary of what we've discussed today. And should we go back to hacking?
Pizza. It's a pizza break now.
Yeah, still waiting.
We've got donuts too.
Thanks, Lucy, for joining us and sharing some insights from everything what you are doing. Just keep it up, and yeah, definitely we will see each other. If not here, so everywhere else, or maybe during the Code Cabin one year.
Yeah, hope to see your applications by Friday.
Yeah, thanks once again, and have a great rest of the day and the weekend.
Happy weekend, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.